Hello there, welcome to African Information Network. I am Dr. Michael Umunna, and it is nice to be with you once again. Now, since January, when the new political dispensation took effect in the United States and Trump was sworn in, he swore to engage in a massive expulsion of illegal and undocumented immigrants in the United States. But since then, people have taken advantage of that insinuation, and they have posted different things that have gotten Africans, especially dual citizens, agitated. In the first case, we saw the story of an Ivorian lady who claimed that her American passport was confiscated because she did not use it to enter Côte d'Ivoire when she traveled to Africa. That was immediately followed by a guy who did a video at New York airport claiming that using the dual citizenship status to travel, that is, using the American passport to travel out of the United States and enter your country, which is a right that dual citizens have enjoyed till now, have been banned. Now, I felt that it was not true. These two instances were kind of colluding. They were fabrications. Now, based on these incidents that I personally describe as fallacious and fabrications, I decided to engage in an empirical, practical journey to actually see how true these things are. So I traveled to Nigeria just about a month ago. I traveled to Nigeria using both my American passport and my Nigerian passport as a dual citizen. Now, I'm going to show you a video when I tried to exit the United States, so you can see that I did not require a visa. I didn't get a visa because I knew that getting a visa on any of the passports to travel out of the country would have been denying myself the dual citizenship privilege that we are all supposed to enjoy as dual citizens. You can see me there. This is at the airport in Dallas-Fort Worth. I had presented my American passport, and the lady told me I needed also to present my Nigerian passport. Why you would ask, or why you would wonder I have to present my Nigerian passport when I have already presented my American passport? Now, under normal circumstances, if you are an American citizen and you were traveling out of this country to either your country of birth or to any other country, and you do not have your country of birth's passport, you are required to have that country's visa on your passport. But what exonerates you from that responsibility is that you have both an American passport and a Nigerian passport. So whoever is processing you to travel will have to request both of them. Now, I presented, as you can see in the video, both passports to the lady, and then I was admitted to travel. That was the first leg of this travel. When I got to Nigeria, they requested both passports from me because I have a Nigerian passport. It does not show anything like I have an American visa or anything else that gives me permission to travel in and out of Nigeria or in and out of the country from which I am returning without a visa. They looked at my Nigerian passport. They saw my American passport, that it was valid. They gave my American passport back to me, and they stamped the Nigerian passport, stamping me in to show that on this date I entered Nigeria. So after my travels, when it was time to come back to the United States, you can see there, I requested that the custom officer, the admission officer allows me to take a video, but he said, no, you cannot video it, but I'll allow you to take a picture. You can see his hand there where he stamped me out of Nigeria. So I exited Nigeria with the Nigerian passport, even though they also had to see my American passport. So the most essential part of this is the last leg when I was entering the United States. It was as simple as always. All I had to do was first go to the admission officer. He requested my American passport. He scanned it. I went and stood in front of the biometric camera. And after that was done, he gave my passport back to me and said, "Welcome to the United States." Now, to show you that is me that came back into the United States, you can see I went to the carousel number 4, to get my luggage. And you can see my little selfie there. I don't know how to do selfies so much, but I mean, it's manageable, it's okay. You can see it is me. I had gotten darker because of the sun and tan in Nigeria, but it's okay too. So I returned to the United States without any kind of problems or confusion. Now, the practical evidence I have shown you, they are supposed to discount those 2 stories that we heard. That when you go to Africa, you are not required to enter your country, because your country of birth is the only country you will have to enter with your country's passport. You are not required to enter your country using a foreign country's passport. I was admitted into Nigeria with the Nigerian passport, and I exited Nigeria with the Nigerian passport. I exited the United States with the American passport, and I re-entered the United States with the American passport. I don't know where those people are from. I don't know what their stories are, but either way it goes, I want to also let you know, is it possible that your American passport can be taken away from you or confiscated? Not under the circumstances that I have described so far, but there are conditions under which a US passport can be confiscated. The first one is if the passport is expired, damaged, or altered, in which case you cannot even exit the United States with that passport. Secondly, if there is suspicion that your passport was fraudulently obtained, then you can't even leave the United States with it. If the traveler has an outstanding warrant or restriction on his or her passport, for example, revocation due to child support debt, national security concerns, or other legal matters. Now, does it mean that you cannot travel out of the United States if your passport is expired? That is, your Nigerian passport is expired. I have said it over and over again, and I'll continue to pound it. You can leave the United States with an expired passport as long as your American passport is current. You see, I'm showing you a poster now where it says Nigerians with expired passports are welcome. So if anybody tells you that you must have a visa on your Nigerian passport to be able to leave the United States, even though your American passport is current, that is a lie. You can enter the country with an expired Nigerian passport. And let me tell you one more thing. Though it is technically allowed that you enter Nigeria and exit the country with an expired passport, you do not want anybody bothering you at the airport, trying to collect money from you and all that kind of stuff. So it is advisable that when you get to Nigeria, you try to renew your passport. It is easier to renew it in Nigeria than trying to renew it overseas or anywhere else. It takes about a week. And I will also advise that now that we have a 10-year passport, it is always advisable to acquire that 10-year passport. Once you acquire it, it means that you may not even have to go back to the passport office to renew your passport for at least 10 years. Now think about it. If you are 60 years old now, the next time you have to go and renew your passport is when you are 70. If you are 70 already, you may not even have to renew your passport anymore, because when you are 80, you're probably over there. Anyway, the primary purpose of this video was to let you know that those 2 stories, that of the Ivorian lady and that of the guy, country unknown, who made that video at New York airport telling you that law has been banned, they are both fabrications, they are fallacious, and you should not listen to it. You do not need to have or acquire a visa on any of your passports before you leave the country if you are a dual citizen. I hope this helps. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you.